Okay, Mr. Ishmael.
Yes, Salam Ismail, Director of National United Youth Council Incorporated. Good to see y'all. And I'm a little frustrated right now. And so I'm going to try to fit this all into 5 minutes. But I want to be very strong on my comments. And hopefully I'll get response from you, Mr. Chairman. The last time I was here, I guess it's about a month ago at one of your meetings, we talked about some of the historical backdrop that Elizabethtown, now Elizabeth, New Jersey, had experienced. You changed your name from the freeholders to commissioners because of the slave trade and all the other negative things that happened during that whole freeholder establishment. Now it's commissioners because of that historical fact. I brought to you a proposal that this is the 280th anniversary of the quote unquote slave revolt. Many of you probably heard about that in school, and how historical Elizabethtown then played in it in 1741, when there was a conspiracy of an uprising of a slave in Elizabethtown. Mm-hmm. They went and ravaged the town, dragged 3 Black slaves at the site of the Union County building and burned them by the stake. And I asked for some sort of, I gave you a proposal, which means a flag raising sometime or a memorial monument of some sort in recognition to that. And being as Black History Month, I wanted to bring it back up because I didn't get a call from nobody from your staff. The other thing is, even another disrespectful thing happened when I know my group and many others have been talking about the lack of Black judges in the Union County. We only have one, and my good friend James P. Wilson is the family court Superior Court judge in the county, the only African American. Then we're hearing the 2 senators, Senator Crine and Senator Katari, come up with 4 according to them, diverse candidates to be on the bench. One African American, I believe, woman to serve on that. But even with 2, it's disrespectful. Even with 2, we about 20% of the population, 60% of the ones to be in sentence, convicted, but yet we only had 1. And even that one, J.P. Wilson, term had ran out as of December. I don't know if he's been reappointed. So I hope you due diligence is to fix that, because just as you fixed the freeholder to commissioner, we need to fix real diversity. And 5 or 6 Black judges should be should be fair enough in a 26 or 27 Superior Court judge in our county. Lastly, I was getting a whole number of calls from residents crying to me and telling me about their sons and their daughters was contracted by the COVID-19 that spread rampant throughout the county jail. I heard numbers as much as 200 people was contracted by this disease, that including inmates, staff, and correction officers. And very little information was even spread to the public about that, which should have been automatically a public alert. We didn't get that. And the same jail is a lot of rumors that you guys are going to shut the jail down because you want to get out of the jail business. You want to transport the inmates from Union County to Essex County, which is ridiculous, because that means you inconvenience not only families and counselors, what have you, and all that. And I'm hearing a lot of outcries from not only inmates but family members, from correction officer, what have you. I'm suggesting if that is the case, if you're planning on doing any of that, I hope there'll be public hearings before you do anything that and get the opinion from the public. And I hope you're just not doing this willy-nilly. But let me remind you, many of those inmates are people that look just like me. And 90% of those correction officers are Black and Latin. They're going to be dismissed from their jobs and pink slips, I'm hearing, as early as July. We will not and I'm saying for my organization and all my affiliates around the state, we will not take that idly by. I hope you, some of the rumors I've been hearing is not real, because if it is, that's going to be a terrible outcry, and I won't be too much friendly to this body if that's the case. That's irresponsible and that's inept.
Thank you for your comments. I appreciate that. Let me see if I can address some of them or have some staff address something. So I did hear from you last time when you spoke about the history and the courthouse, and I know we were in the process of doing some additional research on that issue. I do want to ask, I think, I'm not sure who was heading that up, whether it was the deputy county manager or the county manager through maybe one of the directors, but I know there was some research done, and maybe for our next meeting, we can have an update on what was found and what reaction we can make to that. I think it's important what you said, and we are in the process of gathering some other information on that, what you presented to this board previously. Regarding Black judges, African-American judges, that's really a product of the state of New Jersey through the Judicial Committee and through the governor's office of how Superior Court judges are named and allocated to the towns. Really, although I don't disagree with you, a better representation of the judicial system, reflective of the community, would be better and helpful. It's not our decision, but we can certainly raise the awareness that we're hearing from members of the public and take that to the governor's office and to the Judiciary Committee. Regarding COVID and the jail, I'm going to, your questions about any potential moves, I'm going to turn it over to the county manager to make a comment or some discussion on that. I didn't hear that there was 200, any kind of outbreak. Maybe Director Charles can address that, but I'll let the county manager speak and direct the CC's fit any questions regarding the jail at this time. Ed?
Thank you, Chairman. For the COVID, there were no numbers like that. That would be an outbreak that would have to be reported to the state, and those numbers are inaccurate. As for the other jail comment, we are always looking at more ways to make our county government more efficient. One of many steps is looking at the jail operations. We've talked to the union leadership about that. There's been no formal plan that has been drafted or submitted, and that's all the comments I have on the jail at this time.
Okay. All right. Very good.
Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you. Thank you. I do, Jim, before if there's any other speakers, I don't know, but I do want to go back to, I don't typically do this. It's not my practice to allow multiple